Yes, I have to say that this whole process has been very surprising for me. I could never have believed that this could happen in Finland. Uh, I have been almost 30 years in parliament, in public life, and all the time I have had the same views.
Yeah.
I have been open about my faith
Yeah.
and my Christian views, and I have not changed my views,
Yeah.
my opinions, but there has happened a big change in our society that I could never have believed. When I was sitting there in the police station, interrogated, I had the Bible on the table, and the
Unbelievable.
police was asking me about the Bible. What is the meaning of the first chapter of Romans? What is the message of the letter to Romans? And what do you mean by the word of sin? Such theological questions. So
Yeah.
I felt that this could happen in North Korea or in Belarus
Yes.
or in Soviet
Yes.
Union, but could it
Yes.
happen in Finland? So it
Yes.
was crazy. And just some years ago, I was the Minister of Interior. I was in charge of the police. And then I was sitting there interrogated about
Wow.
this, about my uh, conviction, about my faith.
Yeah.
Uh, so it is absurd. And also, I would say that in trial, what the prosecutor was asking, it was about theological issues. It was about my faith. For example, she accused me that I have a doctrine that insults people because I make a distinction. Uh, because she said that you can't make a distinction between uh, the people's acts and their identity. If you talk about sin, it is insulting against uh, human dignity.
Hmm.
So yes, and I think that of course I have been thinking and wondering why does this happen just on my case. I think that this is some kind of warning to other people in Finland that if you are open about your faith and
Yes.
you talk about these biblical
We'll come after
teachings,
you.
yes,
Yeah.
you
You
should
will be
be
lynched.
careful. Yes, you should be silent. And
Yeah.
yes, when I was a minister of interior, at the same time I was also in charge of church affairs, and there was a Chinese minister in charge uh, of religious affairs who visited Finland, and it was amazing that uh, I found that now our prosecutor has very similar thoughts about religious freedom that minister Chinese minister had, because he told me
Yeah.
that when I asked about religious freedom in China, he said that it is necessary to restrict these freedoms, that you don't insult other people, that you have peace in your country. And now our prosecutor is talking about similar issues in
Yeah.
Finland.
That's right.
So it is
Weird.
it, it is
This is
crazy.
what the Marxists do. This is what the enemies of freedom do. This is what the Marxists do. And this is what the dictators do. And it's always a game like, no, don't worry. Oh, no, you have religious freedom. It's always like this. So, and my guess is, it's sad to say, the Christians are not up in arms and marching on the House of Parliament in Finland. Up in arms is a phrase meaning they're not ticked off and out in the streets marching. They're not angry and marching, right?
Yes. In fact, yes, I think that you are partly right that we should be more alert about this
Yes.
situation. But I have also seen that there have been, um, after this came into public, uh, we had a demonstration in front of the Parliament House.
Yeah.
Where gathered about
Yeah.
2,000 people that were
Good.
demonstrating
Yep.
for the freedom of religion and freedom of Bible. They had Bibles in their hands and they raised up the Bibles that
Yeah.
for the freedom of the Bible. So we
Yes.
have also seen it that this case has encouraged
Yes.
Christians to be open about their faith and to
Yeah.
speak
Good.
about Bible.
Good.
So I'm grateful for that, but at the same time, there
Yes.
are also Christians who are now afraid to speak.
Of
So it
course, that's the
divides.
whole point.
Divides. Yes.
Yes. And they're not out shouting. So 2000 showed up, which is absolutely fantastic, and God bless each one of them. But they have no idea. And so the intended effect, look, is to put a gun to your head and say, if anyone else stands up like her, you're going to get shot too. That's what the Marxists
Yes.
do.
Yes. Yes.
And it's worked. Instead of getting down there and, every year, every month, or this new prosecutor comes in, go send thousands and thousands down, and the opposition has worked at this for decades. And the Christians, unfortunately, we don't like to fight. Our model is love. But unfortunately, Jesus also turned over, not unfortunately, but Jesus also turned all over the tables of the moneylenders in the temple. He said, oh no, this is not acceptable. And he was willing to get angry. And we saw him as a lamb the first time, but he's coming back as a lion. He's very bold. And the thing is, this is the way of the Marxists and the dictator. So if we don't want it, we better start understanding the game and what's going on. It is a game, and it's a strategy, and it's working because the Christians are all keeping quiet. And maybe even the biggest part is go out and share the gospel, bring people to life,
Yes.
and so their eyes are open and they find
Yeah.
salvation.
And I have to say that I have been also grateful for this process. I feel that this whole process has been in God's hands and that this
Yes.
has some purpose because
Yes.
this has opened up many
Yes.
chances for me to tell about gospel in public.
Yes.
There
Yeah.
have been live broadcasts from the press release from press events and from the courthouse.
Yes.
And I have had a possibility to tell to Finnish
Yeah.
homes that
Yes.
what is the solution to the problem of sin?
Yes.
That
Yes.
that Jesus has died for us, and we have all we are sinners, but he has died for all of us that we could have life and eternal life. So I'm praying that also
Yeah.
the next trial in August that is coming, that it would open up these chances to testify
Yeah.
about Jesus and tell the good news of gospel to people. Yes, but yes, but the other side is that I see a lot of Christians, especially young Christians, who are afraid
Yes.
to to be labeled as
Yes.
Christians, and the self-censorship is
Yes.
a phenomenon that is
It's
coming
working.
more and more. It's working.
The
So
strategy is working. Well, we
yes,
need to pray. We need to pray for revival. And Pavi,
yes,
it's always a pleasure to see you. And I just have to say, I know this has been something you never would have wished for, but God
mm,
chose you.
mm,
He chose you. He really did. Um, so you apparently were the one to carry the fight in Finland, and you were chosen and picked. And it's a thankless task. And going to war that means you get a lot of wounds. And so you're carrying a lot of scars and wounds, and we're going to be praying for you. We just want to say we love you. We're with you, and thank you for being so brave and for willing to stand up for just what's right, what's so basically right in Western democracies. So God bless you, and thanks for spending time today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right,
God
bye.
bless you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.